Good morning, everyone, and welcome to First Things First. I'm Jenna Wolf. Feels like a spicy kind of Thursday. This is the Hall of Famer. That's Chris Carter. This is Nick Wright.
Great dress, Jenna.
You
took the words right out of my mouth.
Well, you don't have a lot of compliments, so sorry.
And I was about to do that. And you, sir, in honor, I would assume, of the green jacket winner Tiger Woods teeing off of the PGA today here in the New York area, wearing your own green jacket.
Yeah, that's one of the things. But then also Jenna had the white on, so we're trying to do a little spring thing. But yes, Tiger Woods and Jenna Wolf. That's how we do it.
There we go.
And Nick.
We got it.
We got a big show for you today. Yes, Tiger Woods going for his second straight major win. The Warriors gearing up for another game without Kevin Durant. We got to start with the Bucks and the Raptors. Game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. Giannis, Kawhi. Hey, we thought this would come down to supporting cast, and for the most part it did. Raptors led most of the way in this one until the Bucks rallied late, outscoring Toronto 32-17 in the fourth quarter. The forgotten Brook Lopez chipping in 29 points for Milwaukee as they take game one, 108-100. Here's Giannis after the game one win.
I think we need games like this because not every game going to be a blowout. Not every game going to be easy. So, we're going to go back tomorrow, watch the tape, try to get better. And I think this game definitely made us better.
Fourth quarter killed us, 32-17. I mean, they outplayed us in the fourth quarter. They got a little bit more aggressive. They made some big shots, made some big plays. It sucks when you lose like that. But, we had a chance, and we got to learn from it, make an adjustment. Stay even keeled, never be not too high, not too low. Just look at the film and get better.
Look, you can't put this one on Kyle Lowry. 30 points last night for him. He just couldn't get anyone else to do that much around him. Nick, how are the Bucks able to win this game?
Kyle Lowry keyed on the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, you see 32-17. To me, it was a total second half meltdown by the Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry showed up huge, especially in the fourth. Kawhi Leonard was big in the first half and the third quarter, and then ran out of gas. But no one else stepped up for the Toronto Raptors aside from Lowry and Leonard in the entire second half. Everyone else on the Raptors made one basket, and it was a buzzer beater, little lucky Pascal Siakam three-pointer to end the third quarter. They needed to take advantage of a Bucks team that could not make a shot through three quarters. Milwaukee was 6 of 34 from three through the first three quarters. You knew the second best three-point shooting team in the NBA eventually, you thought, was going to get it going. They had a 7-point lead through three quarters, but it was a costly 7-point lead in this regard. They had only found 3.5 minutes for Kawhi Leonard to rest. He then had to rest to start the fourth. That made that 7-point lead instantly evaporate. 90 seconds in, 8-0 run. Kawhi's got to check back in. He was not able to have a closing punch. Lowry played well in the fourth. Kawhi played well through three quarters. The Bucks' entire team played well enough to keep them close, Chris, and then they played Milwaukee Bucks basketball in that fourth quarter, and that's what led to them winning the basketball game.
Yeah, I would. The only thing I would correct is collapse. Because if you look at the time Kawhi was on the bench, if you look at the plays, if you watch it in real time, Brook Lopez makes 2 amazing three-pointers. And then someone else makes a shot. Like, it happened just like that. Kawhi wouldn't have been able to affect that. Like Brook Lopez, he had a 28-footer on the first one when Kawhi immediately goes out. We knew they would make a run. If you watch Milwaukee, typically that happens. But also we have seen the teams that rely on the three-pointer, Houston Rockets and other teams, sometimes they don't catch fire in the fourth. They happened to hit a few shots, and the shots were big. Not only the field goals, because Toronto was challenged to be able to score the basketball, but when you get 4 three-pointers in the fourth quarter, and Toronto only had 5 field goals in total, and all those by Kyle Lowry. So their ability to still be able to stretch the court, because it still leaves the paint open wide enough so that Giannis can either drive and find someone or to try to finish in the paint. But this is the way that they had run out their regular season. They played good defensive end, got very, very aggressive in the fourth quarter, holding Toronto to 17 points after the first quarter where Toronto scored 34. So to me, this was a good NBA playoff game. They say the commercial, it's a make shot league. And in the fourth quarter, that's what it came down to. A lot of Milwaukee, them getting the shots that they wanted, shots that they were missing earlier in the game, they were able to knock them down in that fourth quarter.
To me, the collapse wasn't the 2 minutes without Kawhi Leonard on the floor. It was the entire second half for anyone other than Kawhi and Kyle Lowry. Kawhi was excellent in the third. Kyle Lowry was spectacular in the fourth. Look at that graphic. The rest of the team in the second half was 1 of 23 with 4 points.
Well, this is the truth. This is the way the first 2 rounds has been. The only difference is you had Kyle Lowry on the other side.
Well, it wasn't that drastic, see. It wasn't 1 of 23.
Right, but when we came into the game yesterday, we were on the show. We broke down the show yesterday. What did we say? How much help is Kawhi going to get? That was one of the key components to the game. So Kyle Lowry, man, played like an all-star. His best game of the playoff, he was the star for Toronto. They just couldn't get anyone else. And I believe that Siakam and his ability to be able to guard Giannis, to be able to keep Giannis in control, now that took something out of him that second half, because he had 1 field goal, was the buzzer beater there at the end of the third quarter. So, yes, this is what it has been. It's nice that Kawhi did get some help from Kyle Lowry. He was outstanding in this game. But if they're going to win, if you look at the bench scores, now they got Malcolm Brogdon coming off the bench. He's a starter, rookie of the year.
And Brogdon outscored the entire Raptors bench by himself.
Yes.
So, look, if you watch this game, you had this feeling that Toronto was just going to win at the end. They felt like they were in control, and then at the end, obviously, they didn't. How much of a missed opportunity was this for the Raptors?
Oh, I think it's an enormous missed opportunity. It's a 10-0 run by Milwaukee to close the game. I mean, Toronto has the lead with 3.5 minutes left after a couple Kawhi Leonard free throws. From that moment forward, they don't score again. Milwaukee finishes on a 10-0 kick. This is the type of game. I believe Milwaukee is the best team in basketball. I think Milwaukee is going to be the favorite should be the favorite in every series they play. If you're going to beat them, to me, you've got to win a game that you have the lead in, starting with 3 minutes into the first quarter, until all the way through until a couple minutes into the fourth. And even if you relinquish that lead, but then retake it with 3.5 minutes left, you've got to find a way to steal this game, because I don't think Milwaukee's going to play this poorly again. Brook Lopez was sensational. He was the only Milwaukee Buck that played above his averages. He was the only Milwaukee Buck that I thought played a really good game. Giannis only made 1 field goal in the entire second half. Now, he was getting to the line repeatedly. He kept attacking. He did other things. But I thought this was a C- game by the Milwaukee Bucks that was ripe for the Raptors to win, and they weren't able to close it out. I think that's a killer for their chances in this series.
It's a great opportunity, but one thing that people, I think, miss in watching sports, good teams make you play bad. Fans think that, oh, the team just played bad. Well, when you play against good teams, people wonder why when you play Golden State, why do teams look so bad? Well, good teams force you into that. Toronto, tremendous approach to the game. They played fast offensively. They were allowing their offense not to set up. They were trying to get a shot early in the shot clock for the first 2 quarters. Milwaukee made the adjustment. So I thought Nick Nurse had this team well prepared. They got the type of shots that they wanted. Now, in the fourth quarter, they didn't get the whistle. They couldn't get any fouls called, even though they were getting bumped in the lane. So for me, if Milwaukee is the best team, like Nick said, when you play that team and you play them that well, there's a sense of confidence that you get because, wow, man, we got the type of shots. We had a game that we could have taken control because it really boiled down to that fourth quarter. Can we get some more stops? And can we get a couple other guys offensively to make contributions?
The point you just made about the confidence, I thought Kenny Smith put it really well after the game, which is a game like this, if you're a championship team, you walk away from it feeling confident, feeling like we had it,
right.
we blew it, but we know we can play with them. If you're not a championship team, you walk away from it feeling like we missed our opportunity, and it's deflating. So we'll see how the Raptors look in Game 2 and the rest of this series.
Bucks take the win, but they didn't play great. They also came out slow in that first series, in that first game in the series with Boston as well, and then sort of made adjustments and got everything together. We'll see what happens for Game 2. Take a break. Coming up, are the Blazers already as good as done in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah,
that is next
forget it.
on FS1. You can always check us out on the Fox Sports channel on Sirius XM. We're all about being dramatic. We'll be right back.